Before I started aligning my business with my vision, the only thing I was consistent about was burnout. I had the planner, the highlighters, the big dreams, and still I'd end every week staring at my messy to do list, wondering why nothing actually felt done and why I felt more drained than ever. If that's you too, this video is your permission slip to ditch the chaos and try something radically different. Today, I'm sharing how I went from feeling scattered and stuck to grounded, clear, and confident in my handmade business, all by learning how to create and honor a clear vision. Let me take you back to what I now call my productivity panic era. I lived by this never ending, always growing to do list. Every second of my free time became a chance to catch up or push ahead. But instead of progress, I was just bouncing from task to task, idea to idea, burnout to burnout. I thought I was being strategic. I thought if I just kept moving, I'd eventually catch up on everything and finally have time to rest, enjoy my business, and live a life that I actually wanted. But here's the truth, the list never ends. And when you're running on fumes, even the best strategy won't work. The worst part was that I'd find myself doing mindless tasks, stuff that didn't even move the needle, not because I didn't care, but because my brain was just exhausted and craving rest. So instead of giving it that rest, I'd beat myself up for not being more productive. Does this sound familiar? Well, if you're stuck in that cycle, here's your first mindset shift. Just because it's on your list doesn't mean it's worth your energy. And the second, clarity isn't found in the hustle, it's found in alignment. So let's talk about how I started creating that. Things started to shift when I began my life coach training. I thought I was just learning how to help others, but turns out I was giving myself the tools that I'd always needed. The questions I learned to ask others became the ones I started asking myself. Questions like, what do I actually want from this business? What's working and what's just noise? What would it feel like to build a business that supports my life, not compete with it? With those answers came clarity, and with clarity came a new kind of plan. I stopped doing everything and started focusing on what actually mattered, the needle movers, the projects that aligned with where I wanted to go, not just what I thought I had to do. But, and this is a big but, taking action still wasn't easy. Even with a clear plan, I'd find myself resisting it, procrastinating, avoiding, slipping back into old patterns. So I got curious, and that's when I started noticing a pattern in my energy. This is how the moon phases and seasons changed everything. Some weeks I was unstoppable, everything flowed. I'd knock out big tasks and feel so aligned. Now, other weeks, total fog, zero focus. All I wanted was a nap and a snack. At first, I blamed myself again and again, but then I realized my energy was actually cycling. And when I started tracking it, I noticed something wild. It synced almost perfectly with the moon phases. And when I added in the energy of the seasons and astrological shifts, it became even clearer. So instead of pushing through resistance, I started planning with these natural cycles. During the new moon, I'd slow down and reset. As the moon waxed, I'd build momentum. Around the full moon, I'd launch or go all in on marketing. And as the moon waned, I'd reflect and release. Same thing with the seasons. Spring brought fresh ideas and projects. Summer supported visibility and growth. Fall helped me to refine and edit. And then winter gave space for rest and integration. When I gave myself permission to follow that rhythm, everything started to shift. This is when I started adding in Reiki, the missing piece. So here's where it gets magical. Even with a clear plan and alignment with natural cycles, I still had moments of resistance. That old programming saying you have to be productive all the time, it ran so deep. So I turned to Reiki, and y'all, It was the cherry on top. Reiki gave me a gentle, powerful way to regulate my nervous system, to calm the fear, release the guilt, and actually feel safe choosing softer, more intuitive paths. It helped me to stop spiraling when things didn't go as planned, trust my timing and intuition, clear out lingering stress and mental fog, whether I was setting goals, launching something new, or just trying to get back on track after a rough week. Reiki became my reset button. So, this is what life and business look like now. Now, I feel grounded, confident, and clear. I have a business that I love that doesn't require me to sacrifice my well being. My plans reflect my energy, not fight against it. I know when to sprint, when to pause, and how to make the most of both. I savor my rest days, I celebrate progress, and I don't spiral when I need to adjust or pivot. Most importantly, I trust myself because I've built a system that supports me emotionally, energetically, and strategically. It's not perfect, but it's sustainable and it's mine. And you can have that too. If you're craving that kind of clarity and confidence, I've got a free tool that will help. My Balance and Thrive Starter Kit is designed to help handmade business owners like you get clear on what actually matters, map out aligned goals, tune into your energy cycles, and take action in a way that feels grounded and sustainable. It includes a guided workbook with reflective prompts, gentle planning support, a calming Reiki session to help you reset and refocus. So just click the link in the description to grab your free kit and get started today. Just remember, if you've ever felt like a failure because you couldn't stick to a plan, or like you just needed more discipline, more time, more hustle, please hear me on this. You're not broken. You are just following someone else's roadmap, but you can create your own, one that honors your creativity, your energy, and your vision. And when you do, everything starts to click. So in the next video, I'll show you the exact framework I use now to stay aligned with my goals week after week. No burnout, no guilt, just clear, confident action. Like this video if it helped you feel seen, and comment below if any part of my story resonated. I'd love to hear yours.